Hi everyone, my name is Sarah. I'm the literacy worker at the Hamilton Regional Indian Center. So I help adults who are looking to upgrade their skills before going to post-secondary, so like college or university, or who are looking to get their high school credits if they haven't been to school in a while, or just need to upgrade their skills before entering that process. I also help with pre-employment training and upgrading your general skills, also getting into pre-apprenticeships or apprenticeships in general. I'm also covering the Patswin program, which also helps people, adults specifically who are Indigenous, who are specifically underemployed or unemployed, seek out employment training, or if they're interested in going back to school, paying for tuition. So more about me is I'm 23 years old. I am a sister and I am a daughter and an auntie. I am also from Serpent River First Nation. I'm Ojibwe and I'm from Bear Clan. Things I like to do a lot are spend time with my family and my dog, and also drum and sing. I really enjoy drumming and singing a lot. I'd also like to give a shout out to Ashley, who made my earrings. Go check out her video from yesterday if you haven't already. She is an amazing beater. Today for the life skills video, I've decided to do a tutorial on how to regrow 3 vegetables from their scraps in your home. So the 3 vegetables that I'm going to show you how to regrow are onions, celery, and lettuce. This was really fun for me. I've been doing it for about a month or so, just for the process. I've learned that if you don't take care of them, that they will die, unfortunately. And yeah, so that's one of the biggest learning challenges that I've had with this, but it's really rewarding to see it grow and know that you did this, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. So this is gonna be really easy, and I'm gonna be showing you how to do it step for step. You can do this in any type of home, so you don't have to have a garden. You can live in an apartment. I live in an apartment and I did this. All I have is a balcony. So you don't need to have a garden to start regrowing your vegetables from their scraps. But you can put your clippings into your garden if you have one. Or as I'm going to show you in this video, you can plant them by using a pot and soil. During the pandemic, HRIC is really trying to help the community stay inside and reduce the amount of trips that you have to take outside of your home. Regrowing your vegetables from their scraps lessens your trips out and lessens your trips to the grocery store if you're growing veggies in your own home. So grocery shopping can also be very, very, very expensive. Fresh foods can especially be really expensive, so this can help your budget. Food isn't accessible to everyone, and there are many individuals who are experiencing an increase in food security loss right now. So many are having a hard time trying to provide for themselves or their family with healthy and safe foods because of economic, physical, and social access. We want to try and reduce those barriers for you by providing you with these different life skills that you can use during this pandemic. In our culture, traditionally, we are all connected to every living thing on this earth. So not only must we care for ourselves, but we must care for the creatures on this earth and the plants. So this is a way for you to become more environmentally friendly. I will also be going over other types of fruits and vegetables that can be regrown from their scraps. You can regrow these on your own and choose your favorite produce instead of going out and purchasing it. It's very easy, fun, and empowering. Watching something that you did with your own hands grow is very exciting. Again, this will reduce your grocery bill because if you are the shopper of the house, especially the grocery shopper, you know that produce is one of the most expensive things on your list. So this will allow you to have access to your favorite items, which will help with your grocery expenses. You can do this activity with your entire family. Working together as a team to decide which veggies and fruits you want to regrow in your home is a great way to practice decision making. Giving your family members a role of preparing the water cups, gathering supplies, putting the soil out, and cutting the items is another way to work as a team as well. You can teach your kids some science facts that this video provides and how regrowing your vegetables and fruits reduces waste. Throughout this process, you can also take pictures of the different stages of growth from the very beginning of the scrap to when the produce is ready to eat. This is really exciting to see at the end, to be able to actually eat what you've grown, and it really does taste delicious. I've tried it, and I think it's brilliant. And it's amazing to see the timeline of growth, because some fruits and vegetables grow really fast, and others you have to have a lot of patience with it, but the end result is still just as rewarding. And then these will be in your home, and it makes your home look really nice, like a little garden inside or outside. If you have an apartment on your balcony or on your patio in your home, it's really, really, really fun. And I really hope that you all experience the same joy that I did doing this process and regrowing your vegetables. And I really hope that you enjoyed this video and the tutorials I'm about to show you. I would really like to see your fruits and vegetables that you try to regrow, and I'd really like it if you took pictures and sent it to me on my email at literacy@hric.ca, and I will randomly choose 3 names for prizes on Friday, June 19th. If you have any questions, please reach out by email or calling the center at 905-548-9593. Enjoy this video. The first vegetable I'm going to be showing you how to regrow from its scraps is lettuce. You will need romaine lettuce specifically. So this is what romaine lettuce looks like. And you're going to want to make sure that you have a container of water beforehand. This is mine. So you want to make sure that the container is narrow or shallow, and it'll be able to fit your lettuce head inside of it, and only a bit of water, or as much water as needed. So for the next step, you're going to see that the bottom of the lettuce is very brown, and it may not look so pretty, but this is to show that the lettuce has no current root system. For the next step, to regrowing your lettuce from its roots, is to cut the bottom of the lettuce head, so about 5 inches above the bottom. So this is what it should look like after. Next, you have the option to use toothpicks to hold the lettuce together if it's falling apart. This is also helpful for when you're placing your lettuce in the water container. It's easier for it to stay up. Next, you're going to place your lettuce head in your container of water. You may need to add more water if the lettuce head isn't fully submerged. So as you can see, I had to add more water to this. And this is the end result. You're going to need to change the water daily, and you will be able to see new greens probably the next day. That's how fast this grows, and every day it will grow more and more and more. And And this is what it should look like after growing for about a little over 2 weeks or so. So this is where you are able to either cut these and eat them at this point, or you can plant them in soil, in a garden, or in a pot. So this is some pictures of the growing process. So this is how you can plant your lettuce once it is growing new leaves. So you're going to need about 2.5 to 3 cups of soil and about a pot this big. You may need to go bigger once it starts growing. But yeah, you're gonna put the soil into the pot and you're gonna press it down firmly so that there is no air gaps. This is what it should look like. As you can see, it can get really messy, so make sure you're cleaning up as you're going along. So you're going to create a small hole in the center, and this is where you're going to place your lettuce. So cover with dirt until you can only see the new leaves that have grown. This is what it should look like in the end. It's very exciting to see this grow over time and to be able to eat the lettuce from your own scraps. You can add this to a salad, you can put this on a sandwich, and it tastes really, really delicious. This whole process is very easy, it's very exciting. You can watch the growth every single day by taking pictures and videos, which I would really love to see. The next vegetable I will be showing you how to regrow from their scraps is celery. So celery is very tedious to regrow from its scrap. You have to manage the celery every day and make sure that it's not molding and removing the parts if they are molding. So you're going to want to get a container and add water to it. You will need to add water if needed later on. And then you're going to cut the base of the celery about 5 inches away from the bottom as seen. So this is what it should look like after. It's kind of cute. Once the celery is like this, you may notice that some of it may be falling apart, and if you wish to keep it together, you have the option of using toothpicks. Again, this really helps with putting it into the container and making sure it stays up. So this is what it should look like in the container. And this is what it'll look like growing outside happen every day. So here are some pictures of the process. So this is my celery that has been growing for about 2 weeks or so. As you can see, I've had to cut off a lot of the parts because they've gone moldy, and I wanted to keep the leaves growing. So this is how you plant your celery if you would like to plant in your garden or in a pot of soil. So you're going to need about 3 cups of soil. Again, in a pot this size, you may need to go bigger as it grows. You're gonna dig a hole in the center, and that is where you'll place your celery. So cover it with dirt so that only the leaves are visible. So you're going to want to water your celery every day and keep it in the sunlight if possible. This will make growth happen very quickly, and it is very exciting. So for the last vegetable I'm going to be showing you how to regrow is onion. As you can see, I have a white onion here. You can use red onion or yellow onion, whatever onion you wish. And before we start, we're gonna get our water ready as usual. And you'll need a container that is narrow, sort of tube shape with a diameter that is large enough so the onion can sit at the top. You're gonna need to cut the onion just about an inch or so from the top, right where this part of the onion is, where the roots are growing. After, you're going to need to remove the skin from the onion because the skin actually produces rot, and removing it will reduce the rot. You want to be conscious here of the living thing that is trying to grow and being respectful of the roots and ensuring that you're not removing them. My container of water, I had to add more water just so that the top is just sitting in it. And toothpicks, you want to make sure that you use toothpicks so that the top isn't fully submerged like shown. You want to make sure that only the roots are in the water because the onion meat at the top will go rotten very quickly if it is submerged in water. So it should look like this. You'll also need to change the water daily, just as with the other vegetables in this video. So here's a close-up of what it should look like. So as you can see, the roots are the only thing that is in the water. If you have a see-through jar you'll be able to see that the roots are the only thing in the water, and you'll be able to see them growing daily. For the next part, you'll be cutting away the meat of the onion after about 3 to 5 days of it growing in the water. You'll notice that it may have gone rotten, but this is just the process because it was laying in water. So make sure you cut away all of that mold. This isn't very fun, but this is what it should look like after. So next you're going to grab soil, about 5 cups with a larger container to plant it in so that when it's growing it has the space it needs. So you're going to add soil if needed and press firmly down so that there is no air. Make sure that during this process you're not cutting the roots and that you're mindful that this is a living vegetable. These are the pictures of my process with them growing. Unfortunately, mine died because I didn't take care of it as well as I was supposed to. But this is what it should look like after about 4 months of growth. So for the rest of the video, I'm going to be discussing some other fruits and vegetables that you can regrow at home, and some science facts and some questions and answers through pictures. So the first vegetable I'm going to be talking about is potatoes. So for the first step to regrowing your potatoes at home is to gather the scraps from the potatoes and leave them out overnight to dry. Next, you will need a pot and some soil to plant the potato scraps in. When planting the potato scraps, make sure that the eyes are facing up, just like you would for a potato seed. This will take a few weeks before you'll actually see any new growth. So the next vegetable I'm going to be talking about is green onion, garlic, leeks, and scallions. So to regrow these vegetables in your home, you'll need to take a small section of the base of the bulb or stem where the roots are attached. So you'll be placing this in a shallow container of water. You can harvest the new growth from the container, meaning you can use the new onion, garlic, leeks straight from the container, or you can plant it in soil. So for the next vegetables I'll be talking about, these are known as root crops. So carrots, turnips, radishes, parsnips, and beets. So these grow from the top of the vegetables, so you'll need to cut the tops of these vegetables off, and this will allow you to regrow them in your home. Simply place them in a container of water and see the new greens growing from the tops of these vegetables within days. You can use the greens as they grow, or you can allow the roots to continue growing until the plants are ready to be transplanted into the ground. The next food I'm going to be talking about is a fruit, avocado. So this is how you can regrow an avocado from its scraps in your home. So you'll need the avocado seed. The first step is to wash the avocado seed. Then you'll be using toothpicks to hold the avocado seed over a container of water. The water should come up enough to cover the bottom inch of the seed. So it should look like this. Keep the container in a warm place, but do not put it in direct sunlight. You'll need to check the water daily and add more if needed. This process is a little long. It takes up to 6 weeks for the stem and roots to show. But once it does, it's exciting. So once the stem reaches about 6 inches, you will need to cut it down to about 3 inches. When leaves begin appearing, this is when you know that the plant is ready to be planted into the soil. So you're going to need to leave about half of the seed above the ground. It should look like this. So this is really exciting if you like avocado. I know that a lot of people are fans of avocado toast, and this is a way that you can make your own avocado toast. So the next fruit I'm going to be talking about is a pineapple. So for the first step, you'll need to gently twist the top of the pineapple off of the pineapple. Strips off some of the lower leaves to expose the stem. This will help the stem sprout roots once it is planted. Strip the leaves until a few inches of the stem is exposed. So set the top of the pineapple aside for a few days just to allow it to dry. Make sure to cut the bottom before planting because this will help reduce rot. After a few days, place the pineapple top into a container of water. The stem should be submerged in the water and the leaves should stick out at the top. It should look like this. Place the container in a bright location, but not in direct sunlight. It will stay in the container for about 3 weeks. This will allow their roots to slowly emerge. You'll need to change the water daily. After 3 weeks, you'll see that the root should be 2 to 3 inches in length. So this means that the pineapple top is ready to be planted. So you'll need a large pot with soil, or you can plant outside, to plant the pineapple top in. Make a hole in the center and place the pineapple top inside of it. Make sure that the base and any remaining leaves are above the soil. Press the soil firmly around the base. It should look like this. Give it some water thoroughly. Keep the plant moist and in a sunny, warm environment. Don't put it in direct sunlight for a few days, but after that you can. After 10 to 15 days, you should see new leaves start to grow, and it should look like this. So next I'm going to be talking about some science facts about growing veggies and fruits. So most vegetables need warm weather to grow, but some vegetables like spinach, lettuce, carrots, and turnips can grow in cold weather. Vegetable plants develop flowers and form seeds if you let them. We usually eat them before they get the chance to make these flowers. Plants reproduce or make more plants through flowers. The flowers have pollen. When the pollen spreads to other plants, it produces fruit and seeds. The seeds make new plants. Once seeds form, the wind or animals carry them to new places to grow. So, some plants are actually carnivorous. They eat insects. Now, they certainly don't eat a steak dinner, but they're happy to feast on the occasional bug that crosses their path. The most famous one and well-known is Venus flytraps. These plants have a pair of thick, padded leaves that are covered with tiny hairs. When a fly touches the hairs, snap! The leaves shut like two powerful jaws. The plant releases enzymes that break down the fly's insides kind of into a soup. Yum. So carnivorous plants seem exotic, but more grow in the US than anywhere else in the world. So North Carolina is actually the only place on Earth where Venus flytraps grow natively. Plants need water, sun, minerals, and carbon dioxide to grow. Plants can get energy from the sun. Their leaves have a substance called chlorophyll, which changes energy from the sun into food. Plants need nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, copper, and other elements to grow. Next, I'm going to do a plant Q&A. So, question, why do plants smell good? Answer, deep inside are flowers that have nectaries, which produce nectar. The yummy smell attracts bees, hummingbirds, and butterflies, which drink the nectar. As they get the nectar, their bodies become covered with pollen. When they move to another flower for more nectar, they leave behind pollen. The flowers help these animals, and the animals help the flowers. This is called a symbiotic relationship. You can also see this traditionally, as we are taught that every living thing on Mother Earth has a spirit, and that when we respect the earth and the plants and the animals and everything alive, they will respect us back. Now I'm going to be saying some fun facts about growing food. 100 years ago, farmers plowed their fields with horses and plows. Most farmers had small farms. Today, huge companies own most of the farms. The farms may be thousands of acres in size. Farmers often use chemical fertilizers to feed crops. They may use herbicides and pesticides to manage weeds, diseases, and insects. These chemicals have helped produce more food in some cases, but they can cause problems too. This is another reason I encourage you to grow your food in your home and regrowing it using your scraps. Farmers sometimes use greenhouses to grow food. Greenhouses keep plants warm and moist so they grow better. Organic farmers rely on natural methods to keep the soil healthy and control weeds and insects. These methods take more work, but they're usually better for people, animals, soil, and the environment. I also encourage everyone to buy organic, especially when they're regrowing from the scraps of these organic produce. So, I have a growing food question and answer. Question: what is selective breeding? Answer: farmers and scientists breed only the best animals and plants. The result of this are plants and animals that are more disease resistant or healthier. These foods may taste better or be higher in quality. So this is the end of my video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I really would like to hear back from you. Again, you can email me at literacy@hric.ca. So that is literacy@hric.ca. So if you have any feedback or questions, please email me. Please email me pictures of the vegetables that you decide to regrow or any fruits, and I will enter your name into a draw where I will randomly choose 3 names for a prize. So yeah, thank you so much for watching my video, and enjoy the rest of your day.